Just in the tractor today, the loader tractor here. It's been a hot minute. I figured I'd throw up a video on my channel. I haven't done it in a while, so I guess maybe because I'm in a good mood today, we'll give this a shot. We're actually prepping to plant some winter canola. The first time I did winter canola, we did about 20 acres, like 2 years ago, I think it was. I can't remember. There's a video in my archives, my library, that kind of has us plant winter canola, but we're putting it back in. We didn't plant any last year because we had such a wet fall. We're trying to, the one field we wanted to put in, we couldn't, so we skipped a year, so we're back at it. So we'll plant this fall, harvest it probably middle of July of 2023. And I really enjoyed growing canola. It's a pretty crop to watch grow, especially when it flowers, the bright yellow flowers. But we're just getting the ground prepped today. Behind me is a fertilizer spreader. Canola is actually a big user of nitrogen and sulfur. So we want to make sure we have enough nitrogen and sulfur on in the fall to get a good start for the canola, because really to get canola to survive the winter here in our little part of Ontario, we need to kind of get the root about the size of your pinky or the size of a pencil. Today is September 1st, and trying to get it planted today. Probably should have planted it a week ago, but it was wet, which is good because we have lots of moisture now for getting it germinated. But yeah, we're putting on 100 pounds of ammonium sulfate, which gives us kind of 20 pounds of N, 20 pounds of sulfur. This farm actually had chicken manure applied to it about a month ago, and we worked it in with the Joker, and now and sprayed it off with Roundup and some Lawntrell to clean up the field. I'll Joker this fertilizer in, and then hopefully we get planted later today. So just big old spitter spreaders. So yeah, just cruising through the field at 9.3 miles an hour. So I got the field all worked, so the fertilizer's in now, and I'm just going to put a bag of canola, well actually a second bag of canola in the air seeder here. We're using our Avatar. It might be new to some of you, but it's got a meter in it that will plant canola at 3 pounds per acre. So we'll talk a bit more about that once I get going, but each bag of canola here weighs 35 pounds, and it does about 10 to 11 acres per pound, or sorry, 10 to 11 acres per bag. So I'm just gonna put 2 bags in. I got one in already, to calibrate it back the other night. And I'm gonna put a second one in, so we'll plant 20 acres and hopefully the meter is bang on, and then we can put more bags in. But because it's expensive and we only need so much, we're just gonna kind of spoon feed the air seeder just to make sure that we don't run out of seed, because we don't want to do that. So that's kind of a closer look at it. You can see how small the stuff is. So that bag we'll put in down here, and we'll head out to the field. Okay, we are planting canola. It took a bit to get it figured out. It's the first time I ever planted canola with the Avatar. We got the Avatar air seeder from Horsch, Ontario. It's a Horsch air seeder about a year ago. So we planted wheat with it. Last fall we planted soybeans this spring. We've done hay, we've done cover crops, and it's pretty easy. You just change the meters that kind of send the seed out the bottom of the hopper to 2 towers that kind of distribute the seed equally over the openers that are back there planting the canola. So that's the trick, is having the right meter. So canola, because it's such a small seed, we only want about 300,000 seeds per acre. So we're planting 3 pounds per acre. So if you think about that in terms of, it's probably not a very good analogy, but I think it's something most people will be used to thinking about. So think of half a pound of ground beef. So if you take 6 packs of a half a pound of ground beef, it gives you basically 3 pounds. You're gonna try to spread that over like a football field, a little bit more than a football field, which is an acre. So that's how little amount we're trying to put across a large area. But this air seeder does it really well. And that's the thing, is that I don't know what the seeds per pound is, but there you go. Seeds per pound are 104,000. So there's 104,000 seeds per pound. So yeah, it's kind of a fine tuning and getting used to the idea of it, trying to get the depth set, because you don't want it much more than 1 inch to 3/4 of an inch deep. So it's just kind of that finagling, how much downforce we need to push down on the openers, because we don't want to push it too hard to make the seed go deeper than we have the depth for, like it'll kind of plow, because this soil's been worked. It's a little bit more loose and friable, and your units can kind of squeeze it down and push it in front and kind of affect planting depth a little bit. So there's a lot to kind of get figured out. I got it all figured out. We planted the 2 bags out that I started with. It was bang on the seeding rate, so I just put 4 bags in. That'll let me plant 40 acres. I'll probably just do that tonight, finish up the field tomorrow. There'll be about 20 acres left. So it's going well. The one issue I ran into, and I'll flip you around and show you. This is my monitor for the air seeder there, the green screen. So it's kind of a split screen. The egg leader on the one side here is doing the steering and just kind of showing me where I planted. This one, the green one over here, is doing the controls for the avatar. And it basically has seed sensors on it, so it makes sure that each row is getting seed. The issue I ran into is that the seed's so small, it said it wasn't planting it, so I had to go into the screen here. Oh, there. Where is it? No, that's not it. Right here. So I had to change the sensitivity down a little bit so that it wasn't trying to look for a seed as hard, because it's still acknowledging that they're there and it's planting, but there's such small seed, it just took a bit to get that figured out. So kind of now that I know this, it's going to be easy for the next time I want to plant canola. But yeah, and we're just running climate field view on the iPad there. It's just another source of information, or how we kind of log stuff, so that it's easy for us to find information. So it's just recording our seeding rate and where we seeded. So yeah, it's going pretty well. We're just going to turn here on the end. Our egg leader monitor there has auto swath, so it automatically shuts off the air seeder once it crosses a planted area already. Sometimes on the screen it looks like it misses a spot, but it's kind of going off the timing that I've set in the display. So it's not always 100% the way it works, but it still gives us a good idea of what's going on. So you can see as I come into the row, they'll start planting. So that's the view I have for tonight. It's a beautiful night for the 1st of September. Just kind of sitting here relaxing and enjoying it all. So this avatar is 26.5 feet just about. The row units kind of like 6.5 inches apart, something like that if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but that's a little narrower than a traditional North American drill, which would be 7.5. So but yeah, I'm really happy with it. It does a really great job. And we will be putting fertilizer and seed in the tank and plant fertilizer with the seed. So but yeah, and for those who might not recognize the tractor, we're running the Fett. Well, we're on day 2 of planting canola. I planted last night to about 9 o'clock, 9:30. This time of year, kind of spring and fall on soil, what happens sometimes is that as it cools down at night, the moisture comes back up into the soil profile, and it was just getting a little, I wouldn't say tacky, just damp. And I also had forgotten to fill up with diesel fuel in the tractor and DEF as well, so I was getting low on fuel. It was buzzing at me, so I decided to stop for the night, and we'll just finish this up here this morning. We only have about 20 acres, 25 acres left to plant, and it's going well, and I'm just waiting for the mule wagon to show up. Sandy had to get some lambing supplies in town, so I think I'm getting some fantastic McDonald's breakfast that will surely haunt me later today. But yeah, it's going well, and looking forward to see how this canola does. This farm that we're planting it on, I would never have planted canola on it before, but we had tile drained it about 3 years ago now. So this farm used to be one of our poorest ones because of drainage, and now it's come a long way. It was our best wheat crop we had this past summer, so yeah, looking forward to seeing how the canola does on this farm. I guess I should move the bag of canola seed out of the buddy seat for poor Sandy. Well, I'm on day 3 of doing the canola. So I finished planting yesterday, and today we're actually just running our land roller across the field. My concern is because it's so warm out right now for September. We're going to be, I think, 30 degrees Celsius plus humidity. There's a chance of rain tomorrow, but I'm a little worried that it could dry out the soil with this temperatures. And the trick with canola is you can't plant it very deep. So we planted it about an inch deep into moisture. And I just don't want that moisture to kind of pull away from the seed with the warm weather. So by running our land roller across it, we're compacting the soil, kind of firming it up around the seed, and sometimes I'll even pull moisture up around the seed. And I'm just kind of wanting to protect the seed to make sure that it gets germinated and a root system going, that it can follow the moisture down. As I said, tomorrow's a chance of rain. After that, we're clear. We've had a very unique summer in terms of moisture and rain. August has actually been fairly good to us. July and June were drier than I can remember in a long time. So we're just kind of doing a little bit of moisture conservation and just firming the seed, the soil around the seed, to make sure we get good germination. So that's what I'm doing today. And I'll be done here shortly, but yeah, I'll see how this video goes and whether I make some more. I might try. I'll see how it goes. Probably just be short ones. I'll see what this one's like. I'm doing it from, I have an iPhone now. I was running Samsung, but all the videos off my phone. So Jess has my camera in Iceland right now, so that's why I don't have my camera. But the phone's easy, it's in my pocket. So anyways, that's what I've been up to. Hope you enjoy, and we'll maybe see you sometime soon.